getting into this episode of GH, I did enjoy the BLQ Tracy scenes today. I did. I enjoyed their conversation. And you know what? I think it was hard for BLQ to tell Tracy about her baby because she kind of know how Tracy is. You know what I'm saying? Tracy could be hard. She could be tough. You know, she didn't really know how Tracy was going to react. She didn't think Tracy was going to be warm and fuzzy with her. You know, and I think that saddened Tracy a little bit. You know, that BLQ would be afraid to tell her something such as that. You know, she thought BLQ would at least feel comfortable enough to come to her and be like, oh, I had a baby, da, da, da. You know, like she ain't afraid to talk to her. So I'm glad that Tracy opened up to her about how she feel about BLQ, how she loves her and stuff like that. Because now that's going to make BLQ more comfortable in talking with her. And, you know, she's showing her like, look, I'm tough as shit, but you can still come to me. You can still talk to me and confide in me, and I'm going to be there for you. You know? So I'm glad they had that conversation. I also loved how Tracy put it out there that, yes, she does love Lulu. You know what I'm saying? Her and Lulu have that kind of relationship. But I love how she pointed out that Lulu's not always right. She was like, she's arrogant. She's a lot like her father. She's not always right. You know what I'm saying? And Tracy pointed out that um just because you're friends with somebody or just because you have this type of bond with somebody does not mean you have to agree with everything they say. Doesn't mean, and I totally agree with Tracy on that. She doesn't agree with everything Lulu says. You know, she loved Lulu to pieces, but she disagrees on some things that Lulu says and does. You know, and I'm glad her and BLQ had that talk because BLQ needs to stop being so damn threatened by that girl, especially when it comes to Tracy. You know what I'm saying? You're her granddaughter. You know, I just hate that BLQ feels like, oh, it's too late to come forward now. No, it's not. No, it's not. I really wish that she would just tell Dante the damn truth. You know, just tell that man because it's not right to keep him in the dark. And mind you, BLQ wanted to at first find her child and stuff, and I just feel like that's not fair. So you get to go find your child, but Dante still has to be in the dark. That to me, that just don't sit well. It really don't. But I'm glad, you know, Tracy is gonna tear a strip off of Lois behind this. You know what I'm saying? Because she felt like, you know what, Lois ass was a part of this. Lois should have said something. You know, I figured Tracy would flip out on Lois. I ain't surprised about that one. So anyway, the women of deception are sitting here having this little meeting or whatever about the nurses ball, and of course, you know, Maxie and them talking about, oh, Lucy can't disinvite Drew because he's a donor. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if he a donor. With all this scandal going around behind his ass in that video, it would be the right choice to disinvite him. Absolutely. You don't want the nurses ball heaped in scandal, even though they done did some shenanigans at the nurses ball over the years, but still, why would anybody want him there? You know, it takes the spotlight off the event and puts the spotlight on him. So, disinvite his ass. I would. Um, I can't believe that BLQ had the gall to sit here and tell Maxie, oh, you got to choose. You can't be friends with me and Lulu anymore. You got to be friends with one of us because Lulu done went too far. Things have went too far now. You need to choose. First of all, see, that's what, see, for me, and this is just my opinion, that right there, that bullshit right there would make me choose the other person. Because one thing you're not going to do is make me choose. You're not going to give me an ultimatum. I don't do threats. That's one thing I don't do. I don't respond well to ultimatums. That's one thing you're not going to do. And far as I can recall, Lulu and Maxie were friends before Maxi and BLQ. So you really don't want to make me choose on that front. You really don't. Like, don't go there. Because Maxie definitely looked a little pissed and she looked a little, you know, how you look in, you know, in between. Like you stuck in the, you know, between a rock and a hard place. But at the same time, that would have been my clarity right there if I was Maxie. Dump this trick. Because you're not going to tell me who I can and can't be friends with. That's what you're not going to do. You, Lulu, neither one of y'all hoes going to tell me. That's one thing you will not do. You ain't going to dictate me. Absolutely not. So anyway, moving on from that. Speaking of dictating things, Dante want Lulu to drop the whole story, the whole adoption story, for BLQ's sake. I don't blame Lulu for saying no. Because I do agree with her. I mean, she's not the one who picked the story. Do I feel like she got shady reasons for doing that story? Absolutely. But again, she submitted multiple stories to the banner. The banner was the one who picked that specific story for her to do. So that's not on her. Had they would have picked another story, that's the story she would have been working on. They picked the adoption one. So she gave them options. But then again, what were the other options? That's what I really want to know. Because you know how some people are funny. They'll sit there and put the story they really want to do. They'll put something they really want, but then the other options are bullshit that they know you're not going to choose. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, oh, I gave them options. I don't trust Lulu. She slick. Trust her. Probably gave them some little fluff bullshit, knowing that they weren't going to pick it. Because you know Vicky Lord ain't just picking any old story now. Because you know Vicky don't play about the banner. So I wouldn't trust the options that Lulu gave. Like, I need details. What were the options? But yeah, even still, even if she gave great options other than the adoption story, that's the banner still picked it, and that's the one they want her to do. And I agree with her. Her career comes first. She don't give a damn about BLQ. And at this point, I know it ain't Lulu's secret to tell, but she ain't friends with BLQ. She ain't got no loyalty to BLQ. I'd be snitching. I'm sorry. I would be telling. I'd be like one of them motherfuckers on the first 48. I'd be up in there just blurred face, just spilling the tea. I wouldn't give a damn. We ain't friends. I don't owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why should she have to shut her career down or stall her career that she's trying to get back off the ground just for BLQ's little feelings? Bump that. Bump that. But I am happy that Dante and Lulu finally revealed that they are still in love with each other. I'm glad they finally got that out there. Because it was dead obvious. You know, anybody could see that shit. A blind man, you know, walking across the street with a seeing eye dog could see that. Like, I'm just saying. Like, clearly y'all are. But I'm glad that she acknowledged that he's still grieving and stuff like that. And that's my thing. If he still want to be with Lulu, I think they should do it gradually. Like, there shouldn't be no major steps. Like, you ain't got to rush into each other's arms, kissing, and, oh, we back together. No, take it slow. Take it slow. But they do need to focus on their little badass son. I will say that much. Him and freaking Danny done snuck off to this little college party, the little bonfire, flirting with these little PCU girls. I'm like, if y'all don't get away from them little young grown girls, get away from them. You little damn teeny boppers. All up in this party. And if I was them girls, I swear to God, why y'all not asking for ID? These are little high school boys. And Danny over here going somewhere with this girl. I said, Danny, if you don't get the hell on... Jason need to get him. Get him and get your good belt. And then done left Rocco by himself to sit here and drink himself to death. This boy done passed out after drinking. These damn teenagers. But I'm here for it, though. I do like that story, though. I ain't gonna lie. That was pretty interesting. To see Danny and Rocco cutting up. I enjoyed it. I want to see what the punishment gonna be. Because this boy done passed out. And thank God, you know, I think Jocelyn was the one that found him. Or Emma, one of them found him. I think it was Jocelyn. Thank God somebody found the boy. Because they need to get him to a hospital ASAP. Like, the boy need help. And he need a belt. He need a belt to his rear end, I'm telling you. Jocelyn was going to let it go. You know, when she saw Danny. She was like, oh, we'll just act like we didn't see each other. I was like, I guess. You know, I would have snitched. I would have got on the hotline right there and called Jason. Like, you know what your son out here doing? Better come get him. Jocelyn pissed me off. She gonna sit there and steal that damn thing from Emma, that hard drive. I say, you heifer. But something tell me it's a setup. It gotta be a setup because that was too easy. Way too easy. And Emma ain't no dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you bring that with you to a bonfire if it was that important? Why not bring it back home, tuck it away somewhere, and then go to the party? You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have done with something that important. Why would I bring it to a party with me on the off chance that I might lose it or something might spill on it and fuck it up? Nah, she too smart for that. Something tells me that she got something else at play. Like she playing a game here. She got a con going. That's what I'm thinking. Because Vaughn come up in here talking about some, oh, let's swim. And I'm like, fool, it's the beginning of May in upstate New York. Ain't it still a little chilly up in that bitch? Y'all up in here in the water. I mean, Emma did say ain't the water cold. And he was like, oh, a little cold water, don't hurt. It does this and that and the third. I wouldn't be getting my ass up in there. Got me twisted. I wouldn't be getting up in that water. Bugging the hell out. Not gonna happen. So anyway, moving on from that. Nurse Amy need to be fired. I'm surprised she still got a job. Like the way that heifer gossip. That every time we see Nurse Amy, all she doing is gossiping. I'm like, you do more gossiping than saving lives. Like, what is your point at the hospital? Like, what you still getting a check for? Like, I'm just saying, shit. If you're gonna be a gossip, you might as well get your own little talk show and do gossip. Get a podcast or something where you just sit there and gossip all day. You get a check from that. I'm just saying. It's a lucrative business. That's what you should. That's your calling. That's clearly what her calling is, because that's every time we see her, that's what she doing, gossiping. And of course, Willow wasn't too pleased about what she was gossiping about. But then again, when it come down to Drew and Willow, gossip on. You got my blessing. I don't got no love lost for them. And of course, when they found out he got ketamine in his system, here go Willow. Oh, that means you were drugged. Oh, Willow, go to hell. Anyway, tired of this hoe. Just go. Ugh. She find any excuse to take his little lying ass back. So now he want to sit here and run the mat. Oh, I want to report a crime. Drew, go to hell too. And Mac was like, well, shit, maybe you took too much of it. I said, go ahead, Mac. That's what I'm talking about. He a crackhead. Anyway. Let me stop. Talk about he want to report a crime. Now this fool sitting here, all he remember was he was with Tracy last. I said, get the hell out of here. You are not about to blame this on Tracy. Because I know that's where he going with it. He going to think Tracy had somebody drug him. Oh, please. Sir, get the hell on. So anyway, Carly sitting there praising Nina for her plan or whatever. It was a good plan. It was. I mean, I ain't going to say it was a good plan. It was a short-term victory. Let's call it that. And I got a lot of laughs out of it. I did. I enjoyed it. But we all knew it was going to be short term. And now that they know that, they went to the hospital, Carly was like, well, you need to start working on plan B. Like, you need to start getting Willow to believe that he took that shit voluntarily. But I agree with Nina. You can't push Willow. Because if you push and push and push to make her think that Drew is guilty, it's just going to make her suspicious and make her think like, oh, you the one that did it. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be too obvious and too dumb. Please don't. Be smart about it. You just need to figure out another way and do it quickly. But at this point, I would abandon the whole dumbass plan. I really would. Because now Willow gonna show up there and all that with her little accusations against whoever. Oh, I wonder who could have done this. He was drugged. Oh, Willow, shut up. Anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Have a great weekend. Peace.